All right, welcome back, friends. Shall we start now? Yeah, maybe with a thumbs up so that I understand. Yeah, shall we? Okay, that's great. Uh, yes, friends, I believe almost everybody has joined back. Uh, we'll continue with the session. Let me intimate again, you are being recorded and you're being muted at any time. If the if the network goes weak, do not worry. Alternate measures will be taken and it would reach you. All right. So I continue with where we left before. We were talking about those two pronunciations for the same word: object, object, content, content. And I said, when it is in the noun form, it takes the long vowel. When it is in the verb form, it takes the short vowel. Now, just let us just look at the logic behind it, my dear friends. See, uh, all the languages, not just English, all the languages have been very considerate on the medical comfort or maybe the physical comfort of the users. If you're going to start with the long vowel, you will feel comfortable. Am I right? See, usually we take our breath and start speaking. As you start speaking, you lose your breath. So if there is a long vowel in the beginning of your sentence, you will feel comfortable. And slowly as you get into the sentence, the vowel should be short. The pronunciation of words should be short. That is how it has been made. Say, the nouns usually come in the beginning as the subject. The content, here you have breath to pronounce it so long. The second word verb, by this time you would have left half your breath. It becomes short. So it goes, the content contented me. If you analyze the whole flow, you will see that the length of the vowel slowly comes down. Is that clear? Uh, Guys, can you see me? Can you hear me? Is there any problem? No problem. That's great. Uh, okay. So this is how the pronunciation of these words differ usually. Now, moving on to the word that I gave you, how do you pronounce this word? I'm sorry, just a moment, just a moment. How do you pronounce this word and this word? I told you one of it refers to a sandy place. The other thing is the salad or the sweet that you take after a meal. We think that these guys are homophones. We believe that these two are pronounced the same way, but sadly they are not. The first one, the sandy place, is desert, as we always pronounce it. But the second word is not desert, it is desert. Do you understand? The second word is desert. The first one is desert. And here is a very interesting analysis. Look at this, friends. How do you pronounce this guy? Now, I have heard people pronouncing it blessed, and I've also heard people pronouncing it blessed. I say this again. Some of the people pronounce it blessed. Some people pronounce it blessed. Which is right? Here is the analysis over that. See, we call people blessed in two different cases. The first case is if you are happy about their growth, you say, okay, that guy is blessed. The second case is if you feel that guy doesn't deserve that growth in life, if you feel that this guy is not to grow well, in that case, maybe the pronunciation is not blessed, it is blessed. You know how they say, look at that blessed creature. That is what they say. There they don't say, look at that blessed creature. No, say, my mother blessed me. That guy is very wicked, but he still grows rich. How blessed. Do you understand? Blessed is the negative remark or the negative way of pronouncing the word B-L-E-S-S-E-D. The actual as such pronunciation goes blessed. Are we clear, friends? Do you hear me? Yes? All right, a thumbs up would tell me that I'm audible. Yeah? All right. All right. I continue. Just a second. Just a second. All right. As we proceed, here is a very important analysis. Now, I'm not going to tell you words. I'm only going to give you a logic. See, guys, in most of our sentences, we use the past tense, the simple past tense. It's found everywhere. But remember, if it is a proper verb, how does it go? Ed is how it closes. Am I right? Ed is how most of the past tenses end. There is a big logic in how to pronounce the words when they end with ed. Let me tell you. See, for which you will need to understand the difference between something called voiced and voiceless sounds. I say this again. There is something called voiced sound in English, something called voiceless sound in English. If you understand this, you'll be very clear. This will be one of our final lessons for the day. I want you all to do something, friends. I'll give you a word. See, it goes like this. Do you see that? Z-E-E. Now, take both your hands, close your ears, and pronounce it. Take both your hands, close your ears, and pronounce it. When you say Z, Z, do you feel a vibration? Yes, you will feel a vibration. Now pronounce C. Now pronounce C. 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 You will not pronounce, you will not feel a vibration. At least not as it was felt when you pronounced Z. Am I right? Guys, you felt the vibration when you said Z. You did not feel the vibration when you said C. Meaning, Z is a voiced sound. Sir is a voiceless sound. Is that clear? Z is a voiced sound. Sir is a voiceless sound. Okay, do you get that? Now look at this. Pronounce this. V. V. When you say this, you will feel the vibration, meaning V is a voiced sound. Now try this. Fee. Fee. You will not feel any pronunciation. You will not feel any vibration. Meaning, in that case, that guy is a voiceless sound. Sham, what do you say about this? What is there if that sound is a voiced sound or voiceless sound? Only based on that understanding, you can pronounce that word in the past tense. Let me tell you. See, you finish with ed. Am I right? You always finish with ed. How is this sound duh? When I check it, it goes like duh, duh. It is a voiced sound. When I say duh, it is a voiced sound. Am I right? Now here I go for the concept. In English, there is a logic when you place the voiced sounds and voiceless sounds. Two voiced sounds cannot come together at the end. I say this again. Two powerful voiced sounds cannot come together at the end. Similarly, two powerful voiceless sounds cannot come together at the end. Now that way, look at this. When I pronounce this word, M-O-V-E-D, how do I pronounce it? See, V-E-D, V-E-D. Here I say, sorry guys, I said something wrong. I swapped it. I'll deal with that concept later. Remember, the voiced sounds should go together at the end. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Please make a correction to that. The voiced sounds go together. The voiceless sounds go together. Look at this. Moved. If, as I told you earlier, is a voiced sound. Id, as I said, is a voiced sound. So when you pronounce M-O-V-E-D, it is moved. Moved. The V is also pronounced. The D is also pronounced. Now look at this guy. Look at this guy. P-A-S-S-E-D. P-A-S-S-E-D. In this case, the sir is voiceless, but the D is voiced. So here the combination does not work. Remember, the combinations don't work at the end. They should be the same. So I am changing the D into T. Do you understand, friends? I am changing the D into T. So P-A-S-S-E-D is not past. It is something like this. It's something like this. Past. P-A-S-S-E-D is pronounced past. Though it has a D, voiced sound, it is not pronounced D, it is pronounced T, past. My dear friends, may humbly request, like I'm trying to mute people. Do not unmute, friends, for the convenience of everyone. Thank you so much, friends. So I said the two ending sounds have to be the same, voiced or voiceless. Z and D go together. So buzzed, moved, they're right. But if it is a voiceless S, then in that case it is past. Now look at this word, shaped. P is a voiceless sound. So it will not take D after it. It will only take T after it. So it becomes shaped. Okay? Fine, friends. So I'll stop here. So when it comes to the past tense, you should know whether to pronounce it ED or T. It is not id in all the places. In some places it is it. If you pronounce it right, you will find your language very classy. And now moving on to the final section that I have taken for you. Now we have heard people pronouncing this word in two different ways. Have we not? The. We have heard people pronouncing this word in both the cases. We have always wondered which is right. Is it the or the? Again, this word is right in both the pronunciations, but in different cases. Say, the is right, the is also right in two different places. When you say the, it is before the consonant sounds. It is like the article A. Say, look at this, friends. This is the dog, the boy. But when you have a vowel sound to proceed, THE becomes the. How does it go? The egg, the elephant. Is that clear? That is how it goes. The egg, the elephant. Now it takes a good round of practice for you to be thorough with this, because whenever there is a vowel sound, you should be aware that I should not pronounce it the, I should pronounce it the. Let us be careful about that. And the next is the difference between this and this. We just have two more to complete, my dear friends, quickly. V-E-S-T, W-A-S-T. How is V pronounced? How is W pronounced? I've shared with you in some of the faculty sessions. However, let me cover that again. When you say V, you bite your lip and pronounce it. V. It is V. When you pronounce this W, you start as if you have completed saying O. That is how you start. You start from the rounded lip move, like shape. Like the shape should be of a rounded lip. West, as if you are whistling. West. But if it is B, it goes like best. Is that clear? If you remember this, all those places that you pronounce these two letters would sound good. And maybe the last two, I would say, this letter C. This guy is pronounced in two ways in English, either as sir or k. Here's a very simple logic. If you find the letters E, I, and Y, E, I, and Y after C, it is always pronounced sir. Example, center, cinema, cycle. If you find A and O, it's pronounced. If you find A and O, it is pronounced k, as in cat, cot. Do you get that? So a simple logic for you to check whether sir has to be pronounced sir or k. All right. And do you remember the place where I confused? I was telling you about the voiced sounds and voiceless sounds. I said at the end, see that buzzed, the same voiced and voiced go together. Shaped, the voiceless and voiceless go together. Here is the place where the combination does not work. That was what I tried to explain that time, but then I mismatched the examples. Look at this. Look at this. Life. Do you see this? Life. What is the plural form for this, friends? What is the plural form for this? Lives. But the spelling is not this. The spelling is this. Lives. Why? Why did they change the spelling? That is the logic that I was trying to explain at that time. See, when it finishes with ed, you want voiced and voiced to go together. You want the voiceless and voiceless to go together. Look at here. The voiced and voiceless don't go together here. F, for example, fee, that is voiceless. Sir, that is also voiceless. If the word ends with s, the voiceless and voiceless pair don't sound good. So they change the F into V. V is voiced. Am I right? V is voiced. So when they have that combination, it works. Lives. It is not life, lives. It doesn't go that way. Lives, it doesn't go that way. Lives, it goes. Even in the verb form, it goes like lives. Even in the noun form, it goes like lives. There are many lives at stake. They don't say there are many lives at stake. Lives. The if and is go together. The voiced and voiceless go together. All right, friends. This is the example that I wanted to quote at that time. The example and the explanation mismatched. I believe you're clear. Even if not, when the recording comes to you, just try listening to this once more. You will get the clarity. Just for your clarity, if it ends with ed, voiced and voiced go together, voiceless and voiceless go together. If it ends with yes, voiced and voiceless go together, voiceless and voiced goes together. I've said a lot of words that might be coming around. Let's stop it here. If you are interested just to know about this special word, this will be the last word for today. How do you pronounce this? Measure. How do you pronounce this word? Casual. Like in both these cases, we are wrong, friends. That is not how these words are pronounced. Measure is wrong. Casual is wrong. Here is a unique pronunciation that is found only in English. Easier. Do you get that? Easier. I don't say z, no. I don't say sure, no. I'm giving a mix of both. Easier, measure, treasure, leisure, casual. You get that? You don't find this pronunciation in any other language. It is not casual. It is not casual. It is a mix of both. It is casual. Casual. A very unique pronunciation found only in English. There are many such unique pronunciations in many languages in the world. One of the African or many of the African languages has this exclamatory mark in their language, which gives the pronunciation. Did you hear that click? This click sound is found as a pronunciation in African languages, and the letter that is used for it is exclamatory mark. That is a unique pronunciation for the African languages, similar to this easier for English. Is that clear, friends? So maybe after the break, we saw a lot of logics. We saw why object and object are different, why they are pronounced differently. And then we also went on to see the difference between the and the concept of voiced and voiceless sounds. And then we saw the difference between V and W, how to pronounce when you have the letter C. So with this, we'll stop today's session with the final remark stating, kindly do practice all these pointers at home. Let us ensure that these common words are not mispronounced us by any means. Let the global arena look at the Indians to have a very strong pronunciation in their speeches. Like the way you speak, the students are simply going to copy you. So let us give the best to them. So we'll stop it here, friends, with a few announcements. The Phanatic session of this 3-day program is over. The session for tomorrow is on the FAQs by teachers. So I humbly request everybody to present all the doubts you possess, like not just connecting to phonetics, not just connecting to common questions and sentences. Had you had any doubt in English, can you please submit that to this mail ID that I gave you yesterday, priya.k.87@gmail.com. Can you please submit your questions there? Yesterday, I received a good lot of questions from many members. I have taken a note of them. You can think about any doubt connecting to the language. If I know, I'll bring you the answer. If I don't know, I'll collect the answer from where I can get it. So priya.k.87@gmail.com. Give all your doubts connecting to the language. And the next point, the meeting credentials. Guys, it's the same meeting ID. It is the same password. I say this again. It's the same meeting ID and it is the same password that you're going to use tomorrow at 10:50. I believe I've covered all the points. I think we are not short of any other information for tomorrow's meeting. So tomorrow we'll deal with the FAQs. That would be the final session of this 3-day program. Thank you so much for your patience, friends. Maybe I was so delighted seeing you sincerely noting down the points. I'd be very happy if it is of some use to you in the future. Thanks to the management members who have sanctioned this process. I'm very thankful to everybody. Glad, friends. We'll meet again tomorrow. Wish you a good day. Stay home, stay safe. Bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. My pleasure. My pleasure. All right, friends. I mean, I believe people are leaving the meeting one by one. You're free to leave. I'll ensure that the recording reaches you. The recording of yesterday's session and today's session will reach you. We may use it. Maybe in a couple of minutes, I'd be closing this meet. Thank you all. Bye, friends. Good day.